Okay, we're over here in the Redner Shopping Center on Airport Road and Irving Street, Congress. And this is part 2 of violence and gun control. All right, part 1, I did a quick intro and gave you a quick rundown of, gun control laws are needed, yes. And we do have to have stricter enforcement, all right? But like I saw one of the senators, again, I don't mention names, prevents lawsuits. But I saw one of the senators saying, "Oh well, all of our lawmakers and politicians, we gotta clamp down. We gotta, tighten down on gun control." Fantastic. You're taking the easy way out. You're attacking a small part of the problem. And either you're not realizing it or you're too afraid to go after the other parts of this problem. And I made a comment on his post. I was like, great job. Thanks for wasting people's time and your time and taxpayers' money. Most criminals and terrorists don't get their guns legally. Hate to clue them in on it, especially terrorists. Don't think a lot of, don't think you see a lot of terrorists, going to Walmart and, your local gun stores, especially here in Pennsylvania, and saying, "Hey, I'm a legal American citizen with nothing in my background and no mental problems. I'd like to buy a gun." No, I don't think that happens. Wake up. To the politicians, somebody needs to really just wake you guys up, all right? But anyway, part of the problem is that the other parts of the problem are, number one, we have to get the enforcement on the streets, all right? We have to tighten up. We have to to have the budget and create the budget for enforcement at our borders for people bringing guns in illegally from other countries. All right, we need to have the budget, and we need to wake up and say, you know what? We have gangs, we have drug dealers in this country, we have other people in this criminals in this country that say, you know what? We need to start cracking down here. We need the enforcement laws on the street level. All right. If you can't get a gun legally, you can sure as hell get one illegally. All right. So that is where that is one of the main areas our politicians need to focus on. Another area is, I got news for you. And here is a cold, hard reality fact about people in our world. If someone wants to kill or physically hurt somebody, they'll find a way. You take away the guns, you know what? There are other ways. When I was growing up, we had to worry about blades in school, mainly, not guns, and getting stabbed. Or the fist fight. Take away your knives and blades, pick up a rock. Granted, you can't do as much damage as you can with a semi-automatic weapon as a gun. But, and there are things much worse than guns if you want to make. It's not that difficult. And unlike the rest of the media, I'm not gonna tell you what they are. All right? I've seen other major and corporate media basically announce the whole damn world about how easy it is to buy a gun in Pennsylvania. About how easy it is. I saw one, how to convert a legal mod to convert a semi-automatic to a fully automatic. You know what? It's easy enough to find this stuff online. Start being irresponsible as a journalist and as the media, and stop announcing this shit, because guess what? How many more people, because of what they saw, of the article that they saw or that they listened to, how many other people are going to now have this idea in their head? Great job. But people, like I said, back to my point, people are going to kill. People are going to find ways. It's in our nature to hate, just like it's in our nature to love. But we are created with all sides in us, in our hearts, in our minds. All right? The love, the hate, the light, the darkness, the life, and the death. Hate to clue everybody in, but that's the reality. All right? What another very important area our lawmakers need to focus on is, you know what? Why don't, instead of, you know, why don't we find ways to say, you know what? Okay, the problem is that this person has a lot of hate in their heart. Why? And not after the fact, not after someone gets killed. I mean, and I'm not talking about people just with mental disabilities. I'm talking about everybody. All right? I'm not saying that we should start living on cloud effing nine and everybody walk around high, happy, and stupid and oblivious. We're already doing that, with the exception of the high part, depending on who you are. A lot of people do that. All right? No, nothing negative, nothing. You know what? Get real. But anyway, we need not laws, but we need people. We need laws, and we need people, and we need politicians who are going to say, you know what? We're going to get our asses out of these offices. We're going to walk these streets. We're going to find out. We are going to find out what's going on. If somebody doesn't like homosexuals, gays, LGBTQ, I apologize, I forgot the acronym. All right, let's find out why. Why don't they like them? They're human beings just like anybody else. They're people. You don't like blacks? Okay, why don't you like black people? You don't like whites? Why don't you like white people? You don't like Christians, Catholics? Why? There has to be a reason. All right? I mean, hey, I have my own preferences just like everybody else. I don't hate anyone unless you're a complete and total asshole, unless you go out and you commit violent acts, then I absolutely hate you, yes. But you take a gun out of somebody's hand, they're going to find a way to kill. We got to start asking before the violence happens. We have to start asking people why. And I'm talking your average everyday person on the street, from your homeless person all the way up to your highest level CEOs. What don't you like and why? And once we start doing that, maybe we stand a shot. Maybe we stand a chance at showing the next generation and generations after that you know what, we're doing more than sitting on our asses and bitching, moaning, whining, and complaining. That our politicians aren't afraid to actually do something more than just what the popular vote says. That our politicians are afraid for future generations, that this generation of politicians will say, you know what, we're gonna do everything we can. We're gonna get out there. We're gonna get out of our offices. We're gonna walk out the streets, whether it's Washington D.C. or Darktown, Pennsylvania. Trust me, very small town. Okay, or the smallest towns. We're gonna get out there. We're gonna walk these streets, and we're gonna talk to people. We're gonna take the public transportation. And if we can't, the higher up you go, senators. If we can't do this, if we can't don't have the time because of everything we're responsible for and what we were put into office for, you know what, we're gonna get people on our staff. We're gonna get volunteers to hit those streets and say, you know what, find out why, find out what's really going on, because only when they know, our politicians know what's really going on the street level, with the homeless, in the bars and clubs, in the actually in the corporate offices, only when they know what's really going on, when they start being proactive, when our politicians start, and when people in general, not just our politicians, I'm not laying all this on them, when we start going to them and say, hey, look, yeah, things like gun control are part of the problem, but this is what's going on in my community. Only when we bridge that gap and both sides say, you know what, enough. It's time to do more than what we're doing now. That's only, until that point, we don't stand a chance. Until that point, people will continue to die for whatever the reason. We're not going to totally eliminate violence. We're not going to completely eliminate hate. We're not going to completely eliminate people killing each other. Okay? I'm going to do something very rare because I want you to see the expression on my face now. But only when we bridge the gap, only when everybody from your homeless person who says, you know what, I'm tired of this life, I'm going to volunteer somewhere. I'm going to try to make a difference. All the way up to the richest people in the world and the politicians and everywhere in between. Only then, when everybody says enough, that's when we'll finally stand a chance. Until then, all we're doing is temporarily fixing the problem, and when the attention fades away, jumping on to the next one. Michael Phoenix from Render's Quick Shop here at East Congress and Airport Road. To the people who financially support the magazine, we're past over 3 years now. Thank you. Never would have come this far without you. Everybody out there who checks out these articles, puts up with my face on camera on rare occasions, thank you for supporting the magazine. Page views do mean a lot. In fact, you pay attention. It's coming up on the actual official state start of summer soon. In the summer, take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay smart. Take some time out and enjoy it. All right, I'll see you around. Later.